about programming, you probably think about something like this on the left side, the traditional programming. For the first few decades of computers, this is pretty much how they worked, using handcrafted rules. But the real world is a lot of messier and more complex and can't really be represented this way. And that's why people got excited when neural networks starting being able to take on some of the messier pattern recognition tasks. For example, if you want a computer to recognize what cats are, you gather lots of examples of pictures of things like cats, and it learns to recognize those patterns of pixels. But this is still a pretty narrow approach, learning about specific tasks or concepts. But over the last few years, generative language models like ChatGPT 3 or Lambda have really gotten people excited. And it's a different approach. You feed lots of text into a model, often over 1 trillion words. And what's remarkable is that these large models learned a seemingly endless number of concepts. And when explore what the model has learned, we call this prompting the model. It feels like they have developed a foundational intelligence based on a language that could enable all kinds of new things. And this brings us to generative AI. But what is generative AI? Artificial intelligence, or AI, is a set of technologies that enable computers to perform various advanced functions. So examples include the ability to see, understand, and translate spoken and written language, analyze data, and make recommendations. Generative AI is a subset of AI that refers to the use of AI to create new content like text, images, audio, and videos. But if you want to use generative AI, you provide a prompt to the system and it generates a response based on what you gave it. So we come to the next question. What is a prompt? A prompt is a piece of information that is provided to a user or a system to initiate or guide a process. It can be a question, statement, or a set of instructions. The system takes your prompt and uses it to generate an output such as text, image, audio, or a video. The type of the output that is generated depends on what your prompt requests and the capabilities of the system. As a rapidly expanding technology, generative AI has a wide range of potential applications. So here in the picture, you can see the prompt, help me create a graphic that uses various shapes. And when you enter the prompt, it sends it to the generative AI system, and the generative AI system generates a response. And the response in this case is the various shapes of the graphics. And so generative AI works. So you send a prompt into the generative AI system and you get a response. That's the goal. And now, how does Gen AI work in Google Workspace? So here's an overview of Google Workspace. And Gemini is currently implemented in the following tools like Gmail, Meet, Drive, in Docs, Sheets, and Slides, in AppSheet, and in the Chrome browser as well. And here you can see a timeline. And on the timeline, you can see quite clearly how more and more AI support has been integrated over the years and what AI features Google Workspace already has. Artificial intelligence in Google Workspace was not created overnight, but was continued to develop and evolve over the years. For example, grammar suggestion, which is likely familiar to everyone here, also belongs to AI, as well as file suggestions in Drive or formula suggestions in Sheets. These are all AI supports in Google Workspace that belong to AI, but were perhaps not recognized as AI features. So what is Gemini for Google Workspace? From the beginning, Google Workspace was built to allow you to collaborate in real time. Now you can collaborate with AI. Gemini for Google Workspace is a powerful new way of working that embeds the power of generative AI across Google Workspace. So you can profit from the boundless productivity, seamless integration, and the limitless benefits. This means you can take yourself and your employees to the next level and stay ahead in terms of efficiency and productivity. So let's take a look of the functionalities of Gemini for Google Workspace. So here you can see the Gemini Help Me functionalities for Google Workspace. Gemini helps you to write, visualize, organize, connect more meaningfully, and such more. For example, Gemini helps you to write an email or a blog post. It helps you to visualize images in slides or create a background image in Meet. It also helps you to organize and analyze data in a sheet and helps you to make the most of your look and sound at a Google Meet, for example. These are the help me features, but there's another feature, the Gemini side panel, which we will now talk about. So here you can see the Gemini side panel. The Gemini side panel is the latest feature in Google Workspace. And this enables an instant access in the Workspace application so that you can interact with the Gemini directly in Google Docs, for example, like here on the video. So if you click on the icon, on the Gemini icon, the sidebar will open and you can enter your prompt and Gemini will generate a response for you. So you can use it or not, or can recreate or something like that. And Gemini also understands the context of your work and can make suitable suggestions, as well as perform a variety of tasks such writing, brainstorming, summarizing, and more. And it is seamlessly integrated with Gmail, Docs, Slides, Sheets, and Drive, and it learns from your interactions to provide even better assistance. And now Xenia will show you a brief demo about the powerful Gemini features which are available in Google Workspace.
Thank you, Sven, so much for your introduction. So let me hand over and show you some Gemini features in Google Workspace. And we thought of a use case. So let's assume we are planning a team workshop. First things first, and we meet in a Google Meet with our organizational team to think about all that's needed for this workshop to take place and to collect some to-dos. Usually we need someone to take notes of this meet. And thankfully, now we have Gemini for it. So we can just open the side panel, hit the button and ask Gemini to take notes for us. It's also very convenient for people running late to this meet. So they can just open this side panel and read through the summary so far, what has been discussed in their absence. Once this meet is finished, these notes will be written in Google Docs and sent to the organizer of the Google Meet. And then the organizer can go on into his drive and find this docs, maybe find it a bit too long for them, and have it summarized. So get the main points out of this long document. And now I would like to show you actually a live demo of how this looks like, how Gemini looks like in Google Workspace. So let me share my screen with you. You hopefully can see my screen now. In the meantime, while I forgot to mention, while we were at this meet, we received lots of emails. And we are running late to the next email, so we can just open the side panel and enter a prompt for our emails to be summarized for us. So we can have a quick check on what happened in our emails before we go to the next meet. And going back to our use case of organizing a team workshop, let's assume in our meet we already agreed on a date when this will take place. And now we want to inform our team with a save the date that this team workshop will take place, when and where. So I open my Gmail account and compose an email. And here you find in the bottom already the help me write button. So I press that and dial in a prompt. I have prepared it already for time reasons. Just toss it in here and click on create, and within seconds, this email is created for me. Obviously, the more input I gave into the prompt, the more input will also come out in the email. If I'm happy, I just press on insert. Otherwise, I can hit here create, recreate to have it in another way, or refine to elaborate, to have it shortened, or to formalize it. Now that the email is sent, we go over to plan this meeting. So I open my Google Sheets, and here I want Gemini to help me with planning. For example, with planning the timetable. I open the sidebar and also put in a prompt. Let me paste it in here. And it takes a moment. Let me tell you in the meantime that Gemini is also accessible through this button here, Help Me Organize, in this panel, or through Insert, Help Me Organize. And voila, I forgot to press on this side. Let me check, have it here. Exactly. Gemini already puts this table into our sheet. If we are happy, we can insert it. Otherwise, we can use another prompt, maybe with more precise actions. And if we are happy, we can just change the column or change the information in here as we like. But we have already the structure, so within just seconds. Now that we have planned our workshop, let's go over and also prepare the presentation for it. So I open the side panel and let Gemini create the welcome page for me. So I just write in the prompt. And to let you know, in Google Slides, it's not only possible to have slides created, but also images. So if you need a particular image, for example, of a cat playing with yarn, you ask Gemini to create an image with exactly that option, a cat playing with yarn. And it will be always unique, so you get a collection of a few images which you can choose from. And when your team member enters the same prompt at the same time, they will also receive other kind of images, so it's always unique. This option of creating images is also possible in Google Meet, so the image that you see in my background is created with Gemini. In the meantime, our slide is ready, and if we are happy with that, as you can see, it not only created a text for us with information given, but also an image that might suit. We can either press on Insert to have it inserted, or press Retry to have a new option for it. Last but not least, now our workshop took place and we need to write a summary of it. We open our Google Docs, and here we either use the sideboard again, or as you can see in the first line, there is already the button of Help Me Write. So I press that and put in a short prompt. I just need an idea, so I just type in, write a summary for my workshop, and hit create. And again, within seconds, it's been created for me. Can go through the text. If I'm fine with that, press on insert, otherwise on refine, retry, have a new text, have it elaborated, shortened, or maybe set the tone. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. This was it with a live demo. Maybe you can resume presentation, Sven. One more thing to mention is that Gemini is also available as a standalone site, as a chat function. So you actually can chat with Gemini in human language. And the nice part about it as well is that you can have it, the answer, double checked. So in the end, you can just press a button and then the answers will be highlighted and you can check where Gemini got the answers of. Thank you so much for your attention. This was it with the demo. And I hand over to Annalena.
Thank you so much, Xenia and Sven, for all the information that you showed us. I also really like Gemini. I use it personally a lot, and it saves a lot of time. And I'm looking forward to also a lot of features that are going to come in the future. And it was a very brief introduction of the functionalities that are in place and that you can use within your Google Workspace environment. And we want to give you the chance to ask questions now. So I think, Yannick, maybe you can stop the recording. Oh no, before, sorry, of course, call to action, never forget that. So if you say, okay, we want to really try this product out, or we want to talk further about it, make a pilot, or maybe you're already using it, but you need some help with it, feel free to book a slot with me or with that QR code. And yeah, otherwise you can also always reach me via email, LinkedIn, whatever. So happy to connect with you and to help you further. And let's have a chat about it.